What's going on, guys? This is Rod coming to you from Rod Capital. Just want to go over the basics of options. I've been having a couple people ask me, "Hey, Rod, exactly, what is it that you actually trade, and how is it that you trade?" So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a quick video, and we're gonna go over that. Okay. Let's see. All right. So option trading. Hey, Rod, what is an option? Let's keep it simple, people. An option is a way to trade a stock at an extremely leveraged form. When you trade stocks, you will typically hear people say they are either A, buying common shares, or B, buying option contracts. Options versus stocks. When you buy option contracts, you are not taking ownership of the underlying security, the stock. You are purchasing an asset that is invested in the performance of that stock. Stocks, however, when you buy shares of stock, you are actually taking ownership of that asset. You own those shares. Option calls. When we decide we want to trade a stock to the upside, aka long, we would buy what's called an option call. An option call is a contract we buy when we think a stock's price will trade higher. Because your option is tied to the underlying stock's performance, if the stock increases in price, so will your call. Here's a great example. This past Friday, February 7th, 2020, I spotted 3 breakout momentum plays. For time's sake, we'll just cover one of those. I saw Microsoft breaking a critical level of resistance. Resistance is typically where the price of a stock tends to either reject, which would be bouncing off, or away from a particular price level. So I went long and bought calls using the leverage that option gives us. I bought 4 Microsoft calls for 47-cent contract. Now, since we're trading options, one contract is equivalent to 100 shares of that stock. That's right, people. One contract is equivalent to 100 shares of a particular stock. So I bought 4 Microsoft calls for 47 cents per contract. 6 minutes later, I sold those for 59 cents per contract. That's a 25% return for $120. Here to the left, to the right, I have pictures of that day that I traded. Can't really see Microsoft's breakdown, but you can see Beyond Meat, and you can see I play Google. $120 isn't a monumental number, but this is just one day, and how many of us could use an extra 120 to pay a bill, or extra 200, 300 to pay a bill, or whatever have you. Put some money aside, right? Just that simple. 6 minutes, guys. And it's all based on how much you're willing to put on the table. Option puts. Let's say we trade a stock to the downside, aka short. We want to buy what is referred to as an option put. When we believe the underlying stock will trade lower in price, you would buy a put contract. Since the contract is tied to the performance of the stock, if it were to, let's say, decrease in price, your put would increase. For presentation's sake, I placed a quick put trade on BYND, Beyond Meat, when I saw it fall below a critical level. Expiration dates. No matter the case, there is an expiration date for each option contract. On the day of the expiration, most commonly on Fridays, the option contract will expire after close of that day at the current share price and can no longer be traded. Quick reminder, although the contract has an expiration date, it's important to know that you don't have to hold that contract till expiration. Even if you were to, let's say, buy a contract 6 months, 8 months, a year out, you could sell that same contract 3-5 seconds later. Here to the right, I have a picture of, what the spreadsheet would look if you were to go to place a trade, an option, to buy an option contract. You can see here different expiration dates. And of course, each expiration date, the further you go out, the more expensive that contract will be, because essentially you're giving yourself, the trade, more time to develop. So the closer the expiration, the cheaper the contracts. Keep that in mind. So what's my risk, Rod? With all the limitless possibilities of leveraging options, your maximum risk is 100% guaranteed when you buy an option contract. The biggest amount you could potentially lose is what you choose to invest. In order to become successful in this, you will have to learn how to be comfortable with the risks you're putting on the table. As a trader, you will have to be 100% okay with losing what you put in, worst case scenario. If you're able to stomach losing what's on the table, you've actually taken a big step in the right direction. You have to be able to trade free of emotion in order to succeed, in order to survive. All right, guys. Just wanted to do a quick little synopsis on what exactly it is that I'm doing here. This is a pretty basic level breakdown of option trading. Stay tuned for more videos. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button.